happy Saturday everyone. This is going to be the pickup video that I promised, combining all of everything in November and everything for December. December, you know, like I said in the last update video, not going to be that much just because, you know, it's Christmas time, you're scrambling around trying to get gifts for everyone and all that jazz. So November though was a huge month for me as far as pickups go. I majorly scored on a lot of things at the flea market, a lot of things at the thrift store, and a lot of things online, like Craigslist. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Starting off with the PlayStation 2 games that I've picked up. I got Resident Evil Outbreak for the PS2. You know, I had this when it first came out. I think I was in either freshman in high school or 8th grade when this came out, and I wasn't too impressed with it because I didn't have, you know, online PS2. You know, I didn't have the PlayStation 2 online thing. My PS2 was not connected to the internet, so I didn't get to, you know, mess around with the 4-player co-op thing that you were able to do. And the mechanics were just so funky to me because they were just so different from anything I'd seen before in Resident Evil. But I didn't have it, had to get it. Second Sight for the PlayStation 2. Now, if you haven't noticed about me yet, I'm big into horror video games. Horror and sci-fi games are probably my favorite out of all game genres. So I know this game has to do with like paranormal stuff and you know, things of that nature. So I'm excited to try it and probably gonna do a game review on it. Manhunt 2 for PlayStation 2. Now, I know Manhunt 2 does not live up in any sort of review or anyone talking about it when it comes to Manhunt 1. Manhunt 2 doesn't continue the story of Manhunt 1 at all, from what I've been told. It's a completely different story. I played it for maybe about an hour, and yeah, it's completely different story-wise. Not as good. The mechanics are almost exactly the same. It's just not compelling because there's no closure of what happened in the last story. So anyway, most likely I'll do a game review on Manhunt 1 and 2 eventually. And Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 2. I got this for a steal. I think I only bought it for $11 from the local record store. They had it complete, really good condition. I had Silent Hill 1, well, I do have Silent Hill 1 up there. I had Silent Hill 2 in middle school, but I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared, like a lot of my games did back then. So, glad to find it. Great price for it. If you can find any Silent Hill game for under $20, I mean, buy it. Why not? PlayStation 1 games. I actually got a lot of PlayStation 1 games this last month, and a couple this month. Very excited to have these. I mean, great prices on all of them. I could not be happier. This is, like I said, the best month I've ever had finding games in the last 2 years. So it's just awesome. First one, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol for PS1. Only $1. Why not get it? Mike Tyson's Boxing. Now, I know there was never a sequel to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I mean, there was like a Punch-Out 2 that had to do with aliens or something like that. But, you know, Mike Tyson's career in the 80s, just an amazing boxer. I love Tyson in his early career, but, you know, we all know what happened to his career once Don King got hold of him. Bomb. Anyway, excited to try that. Very excited to have this, just because I love the franchise, I love the license, I love the comics. Judge Dredd on the PlayStation 1. Very uncommon game for the PlayStation 1. I've never seen it in real life ever. I only paid $1 for it at the flea market. South Park, Chef's Love Shack. Only paid $1 for this one as well. I love South Park, even though the games back then probably weren't very good. I never had these when I was little because most of the time when South Park was on, I think it first came on when I was in 5th or 4th grade. I would have to sneak downstairs in like the early morning and turn on Comedy Central and watch the show. So of course we didn't have the games growing up because, you know. last but not least, I got this for only $13 complete, and it is awesome. Resident Evil 2 for PlayStation. This isn't the greatest hits edition, so I'm very excited about that. It's got both discs and the manual, and they're in perfect condition. So happy to have this. I mean, I have a few copies of Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64, but I never had it for the PlayStation. So now it goes right with my Resident Evil 3 on PlayStation. Very happy. Very happy. Well, let's jump into Genesis real quick because I only got 2 Genesis games over the last 2 months. For some reason, Genesis prices have been going up everywhere, and I don't understand why. Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. I think I paid $3 for that. I love Street Fighter. Who doesn't? I know one of you is probably gonna be like, well, I don't. Well, I don't care. And then another fighting game, Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Another really great game. I only picked this up for $5. So that's it for Genesis. Both fighters, but both franchises I like. Alright, now let's jump into Super Nintendo. One of my favorite consoles ever to come out. Spider-Man X-Men The Revenge by LJN. You know, this game gets a lot of mixed reviews. I've played it before. My kid really likes it. Me, on the other hand, I'm kind of like, it's alright. That's what you get, Spider-Man. LJN. A few sports titles in here. I'm not really big on sports games, but if you're going for something in your collection and it comes in a bundle, just buy it. You can always sell it off later if you don't like it, you know? Carl Ripken Jr. Baseball. I don't follow baseball, so I have no fucking idea who Carl Ripken is. Oh well. John Madden's Football 93. Now, we know that the Madden franchise is just freaking plummeting as far as quality goes. The fan base isn't very happy with how they're going and everything like that. So, NBA All-Star Challenge. Now, I've never tried this. I do have the Game Boy version of this game, and like I said, not really big on sports games, so oh well. Probably won't ever play it. Battletoads, Battle Maniacs for the Super Nintendo. Very good find from what I'm told. I have Battletoads Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo, and now I have the follow-up. I'm very happy to have this game. I've seen gameplay of it. It's really funny, actually. The real funny story is, as soon as I found this game, I've never tried it, as soon as I found it, Cinemassacre, James Rolfe, did one of his weekly gameplay videos, and it was this game. So I got to watch that and I was like, oh, this game is gonna be good. Okay, the crappiest one I think of all the Super Nintendo games, aside from the sports games that I've got, was Batman Forever. Now, as cheesy and crappy as Batman Forever was as a movie, I really enjoyed it. As a kid, I loved Jim Carrey and I loved Batman. And seeing him as the Riddler, you know, I thought it was a good movie. I could still watch it today and laugh a little bit. And then by the time Batman and Robin came out with Schwarzenegger, that's when I was like, fuck this shit. But as far as the game goes, horrible. I mean, I played it for half an hour and I couldn't get out of the first stage. I couldn't like jump. I couldn't get the stupid grappling hook to go up so I could get to the next platforms. I don't know. Bad game. But a very good game. Still has to do with Batman. Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo. A very, very good beat 'em up. It's on the level of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Very good beat 'em up. Goes right up there with all my good beat 'em up games. Very, very happy to have this. Alright, now Sega Dreamcast. If you remember a couple pickup videos ago, or the last one that I did, I found a Sega Dreamcast. A couple of you kind of got on my shit about, oh, there's a really good collection for the Sega Dreamcast library. I don't know who's been telling you information. Okay, you're right. Maybe I jumped the gun. I didn't really look too much into the Sega Dreamcast library because I never had one, never heard anything about it growing up, so you're right. I was excited to start collecting for it, and I did find some pretty good games. So first we're going to start out with Sega Bass Fishing, a very common Dreamcast game. I got this for my birthday, which was the beginning of this month, and pretty cool. This one didn't come complete or anything like that. I'm going to have to find the case for it later, and I haven't tried it yet. But 18-wheeler? American Pro Trucker? So I didn't even know that they made a trucker simulator video game back then. I've seen ones recently, but I don't know, look at that guy. You look like you're ready to drive a truck and go pick up some hookers and murder them or something. Remember that one movie Joyride with Paul Walker? This looks kind of like the guy you'd be, chasing them around in the semi-truck. Maybe it's a horror game, I don't know. Probably not. Alright, and the three really good games that I got for the Dreamcast. Carrier. Now I played Carrier for about maybe 45 minutes. A lot like Resident Evil 2 as far as mechanics go and kind of, you know, plot line for the story. Not zombies, but, you know, the way that the dialogue is written and everything like that. It's very kind of slow paced. You can tell it tries to get you into that horror feeling of the mood of the game. Anyway, it's pretty cool. I like it. I'm probably going to play it till I beat it. Now, this one set me back about 30 bucks. Now, if you look for this game online, most likely you're going to see it for like 80, 70. Do I agree prices should be that high for the game? No. I mean, but because I love the comic book series a lot, and I grew up with nothing. Here's the two comic book series I grew up on. I grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Eastman and Laird comics, and Spawn by Todd McFarlane. Now, they made a lot of Ninja Turtle games and a lot of Spawn games. This one, by far, Spawn, the Demon's Hand, is the closest I've seen when it comes to actually having a Spawn game. Granted, there's not really a story to the game. You're just going around room to room killing bosses. But this game has the most complete set of characters I've ever seen in a Spawn game. Everyone from the Redeemer to all the different Violator, you know, brothers, the Victimizer, the Violator, the Vindicator. You know, everything like that. And going all the way to Malbosia, Cygor. I bet half of you don't even know what I'm talking about, but these are just characters in the game, or in the comic book and in the show. And Sam and Twitch, my two favorite detectives. Now, this one I haven't gotten to play yet. From what I've seen, as far as the trailer goes for the game, because that's as far as I looked up for the game, The Ring, Terror's Realm, for Sega Dreamcast. From what I was told, my brother-in-law was here. He actually told me this was pretty uncommon and hard to find. And, I mean, it came complete. It's in really, really good shape. And I haven't yet to try it. When you look at the pictures and you look at the trailer, it looks like it's survival horror like Resident Evil 2, just like Carrier. So I'm really, really excited to try this when I get some time. I'm actually working on a couple game reviews right now, so after I get done with those, I'll probably jump into this. Last but not least, my NES finds for the last 2 months. Rygar for the NES. I tried it for about 20 minutes. Pretty good. You know, for an NES game. I like it. I got this for my birthday. Another birthday present. Bible Adventures. Now, this was actually supposed to be like a joke gift because, you know, I'm not big into religion or anything like that. And I was bought this because they know I like games, but they didn't know that there was Bible games. So, thank you, Patience, for this. Great game. Or great find, is what I should say. It's kind of a story behind this game, because when I bought it, I didn't happen to look at the back of the game when I bought it, and when I got home I was looking at it and I was like, wait a minute. And I'll show you right now. It's Batman Return to the Joker by Sunsoft on the NES. Now, when I turned the cart around, I noticed that it said manufactured by Sunsoft. I don't know if you can see it right there or not. And I was like, wait a minute, manufactured by Sunsoft? I've never seen anything manufactured by other than Nintendo. So I pulled all of my NES games down and started checking the backs of each one. And I'm like, I couldn't find anything that said manufactured by Sunsoft on it, especially the Batman games that I do have. I have the other Batman NES game right here, and it says manufactured by Nintendo, and this one says manufactured by Sunsoft, but they are in fact both Sunsoft games, so I was like, weird. So I did a couple of tweets. I tweeted out to Pat the NES Punk and to Gamester81. Gamester81 says it seems legit. So what I did was I just opened it up and I had to do some research on what the actual board looks like and the parts inside, and it all matches up. So authentic game, very happy to have it. I think I paid $15 for this. $15 is kind of high for an NES game. I don't like paying that much money, but it's funny I'm saying this because the next game I paid almost 40 bucks for, and it kind of killed me a little bit inside to pay it, because for what the game is, I was happy to pay it, even though it killed me a little bit inside, because I don't like paying more than $15 for a game if I need to. I really don't like paying any more than 20 if needed. So this game set me back a little bit. I paid about $40 for it. Granted, you're probably gonna be like, why are you complaining? That's a great deal. Okay, it's a great deal, but the game shouldn't be worth as much money as it is. I'm just saying. If you go online, you see this game, it's listed for like $100, and you're like, I want to just pull those people through the screen. No, 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 you're wrong. Anyway, without further ado, I got Gargoyle's Quest 2 for the NES. Now, I was able to talk the guy down. He wanted $60 for it. I talked him down because I cleaned it up as much as I could. There was a lot of stickers and shit on the cart, and as you can see, I kind of didn't get some of it off right there, and it pisses me off because it's so encrusted on there that I'm scared to try to pick at it anymore, that I might ruin the actual label of the game. So anyway, opened up the game, made sure it was all legit. It is. Very awesome game. I'm very happy to have it. Very, I guess, and nowadays is considered one of the rare titles or whatever. Even though it's a rare title, according to whatever on the internet, it should not be as much money as people are willing to pay for it online. Do not pay $100 for this game. I got it for $40. Just go out and look for it at the flea market, at a store, at a local game store. Go to people that might work with you. Try to go and find the games. Don't just buy them all online, because you're gonna get fucked up the ass. And the last thing I want to show you guys is I love Pokemon. The original 3 versions of Pokemon, and Gold and Silver, and Crystal's okay. But I love Pokemon. I grew up on Pokemon. Pokemon came out when I was in 4th grade for the original Game Boy. I played the crap out of it. I mean, that is the game that taught me the elements, like the basic elements of an RPG. I mean, it really does. The whole gotta catch 'em all like thing, it sucked me in as a kid. I had the little checkoff list manual with the stickers inside. You know, I got this one, I got Sandshrew, I got Vulpix. Oh yeah, I'm doing well. You know, everyone tried to find a Mew, you know, and a Yoshi. I remember that. That was huge back when I was in school. There's a Yoshi in the game. There's a way to get Yoshi. There's a way to get Yoshi. I never got Yoshi. The only thing I can remember getting was the missing number, or missing no, and corrupting one of my games or whatever somehow, and it didn't save anymore. Let alone years later, come to find out the battery just probably took a shit, and that's why. But being a little kid, you don't know. You thought you broke your game because you caught the missing note cheat or whatever. So slowly I've been looking for Pokemon games to collect. I've got quite a few Game Boy Advanced ones, you know, the red version, the Sapphire version, but the original 3 are my favorite. So for, I would say, I don't even know how many years it's been, 5 maybe, that I've been searching for these games individually to get them complete. Well, I finally completed it last week. I found a guy selling Pokemon Yellow version complete, paid $20 for it, walked away happy. And now I'm going to show you right now. I have it set up in my office because it's such a victory for me. Right above the computer area is my complete original 3 Pokemon collection. I've got Pokemon Blue, complete in box. It's got the clamshell. And I thought this would just be cool to have these little toys above them representing each game. Pokemon Red version, complete, clamshell. And Pokemon Yellow version, complete. One of the coolest things that I have in my office, just for nostalgic value, and it's really cool to look at when you come to the office. Makes me feel good. So guys, that was my pickups for the month of November and December. As I said, huge finds, great finds, best month I've ever had in the last 2 years of looking for games. It says a lot. If any of you search for games on a regular basis, you know there's just so many times you walk away disappointed or mad because someone's not going to work with you on a price. Actually, this ties in perfectly. It was not last weekend, but I think 2 weekends ago, I went to the flea market. There's a guy selling Jekyll and Hyde for $20 at the flea market. I've seen this Jekyll and Hyde game sit there for the past 4 months. No one's ever bought it. It's never moved out of the case, ever. So I go to this guy and I say, hey, I've seen this game for 4 months sitting here. And he's like, yeah? I'm like, well, it's not moving. Can I give you an offer on it? He's like, you've got to respect my prices. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not doing his voice correctly. You got to respect my prices. Like that. And I was like, first, this game is not worth $20. This game's worth about $4. He's like, oh, I don't think so. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to let you know. That's probably why this game hasn't moved. Now I'm offering to pay you right now for this game. I will take it. He's like, no, you got to respect my prices. And then at this moment, his wife walks over and she's like this. And then his little son that's sitting there he's playing like his Game Boy or something. He's sitting there on his lawn chair going like this. I'm like, well, sorry, I'm not gonna buy it then. Have fun sitting on it. And then walk the fuck away. You know, things like that. That's what you gotta do at the flea market. There's a lot of fucking assholes at the flea market lately where they're just like, they think they know fucking everything when they don't know one fucking iota when it comes to video games or their prices. They just want to make the money, and I understand, you're at the flea market selling shit, you're there to make money. But you're not gonna fucking rip me off to make your money, so fuck you. I hope you sit on that fucking Jekyll and Hyde until the fucking flea market gets blown away in a fucking tornado or something. Even though we don't have fucking tornadoes here, but... Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you for another pickup video. It's probably going to be in January because, you know, Christmas is right around the corner. And the only thing I can guarantee you as far as videos go is definitely at least one game review before the end of the year. It's probably going to be a PS2 game because I've been playing the shit. Oh, fuck, actually that reminds me. There's one PS2 game, the one that I'm playing that I forgot. So I didn't even know this game existed. It's real funny. I forgot all about this since the game I'm going to review next. I forgot all about this game. It is fucking awesome so far. And it is called Run Like Hell for the PlayStation 2. It's a sci-fi horror game. The voice acting is really good in the game. It's voiced by the actor who played Bishop in Aliens. I forget the guy's name right now. Let me just read you the little premise here on the back. You return to your station to find your crew dead. Your mission? Not join them. So it's pretty cool. It's all about aliens, horror, survival, kind of like Dead Space. Very, very good game. I mean, I think this is a hidden gem, just like Extermination for PlayStation 2 and The Thing. So yeah, that's the game I'm working on for next game review. So far, no complaints about it, and that's that. So anyway, guys, that is the end of the pickup video for November, December. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time on the game review Run Like Hell. Have a good weekend.